Hello, my name is Alberto, and I'm here to introduce Atleta Tech, or how I like to call it, Soda for Athletes. So that's me at the left. I've been training Brazilian Jiu Jitsu for over 11 years. I train in one of the top academies here in Costa Rica, and as such, I got to meet some of the top MMA fighters and professional Brazilian Jiu Jitsu fighters in Costa Rica. So this is my community. When I read the prompt of how can we use Web3 to help our community, these are exactly the people I thought about. For example, Jorge, who has around 9,000 followers, he's four-time world champion at flyweight world champion at Lux. Or Beto, who's a professional MMA fighter who's fighting in Mexico and the States, and she's currently training in Chicago. So I firsthand saw how some of these athletes like struggle to finance their careers or to monetize their own careers. So the first thing I do was text them and ask a bunch of questions, and these are the answers I got. So as I said, it's very hard to monetize your career as an athlete. There's limited sponsorship opportunities, so they don't meet like the follower count or the target demographics. There's restrictions on merchandise or uniforms they can actually use, so they can't give a lot of exposure to brands. So that actually also limits them. Some of them consider like OnlyFans, like as an athlete, but they're worried about their reputation. Same thing with GoFundMe. Like they don't want to feel like this is begging for money. And yeah, there's a overall lack of knowledge in Web3. Of course, I mentioned them like, hey, would you like collectibles? And they were really interested on doing this, but they have no idea about Web3. So that led us to ask the question like, how can Web3 provide new ways for athletes to monetize and interact with their supporters? I also found out that direct interactions with their supporters is very important for all these athletes. And that's how we came with Atleta Tech, which is a soda for athletes. So basically, what we are is an aggregator of NFT collections. So we want the athletes to be able to mint anywhere, whether it's CrossMint, OpenSea, Rarible, Third Web, whatever. And they come to Atleta, they create their profile, they link their collections, and this is basically an aggregator that allows them to be discovered by different people who want to support athletes and also like to aggregate all their collections and their stories and get a profile and be featured and and share their stories with the world. So let's go and see how it works. So this is Atleta. As you can see, we have Sherman Witty. Sherman just won gold in 100 and 200 in the Olympics, in the Paralympics in Paris.